Hello to our next Venture Cafe podcast. Now we have here an all-time favorite, Bobbie Carlton, with us. She is extremely active within the entrepreneurial community here in Boston, and she's most famous for the Mass Inno nights, and we're probably going to talk about quite a bit about that. But Bobbie, tell me more about this story. How did the Mass Innovation Nights? How did it actually start?
So Mass Innovation Nights has actually been around for about 5.5 years now. We've launched over 650 new products.
Wow.
And it started, I always tell people, because I was bored.
You were bored.
I was bored. And I wanted to show people how social media marketing could make a difference for startups and for companies launching new products.
But Mass Innovation Night is actually an event. I mean,
Yes.
I think most of our listeners have been to one already. So, but it's not necessarily social media. I mean, there is some thing where you ask people to tweet about the event. But how did you get from social media to an event night?
So Mass Innovation Nights, just as some background, is a monthly product launch party and networking event. So every month we help launch 10 new products, and we ask people to come to an event, and if they see something cool, blog about it or tweet about it or post it on Facebook and like it. And basically, if they're not into social media, that's fine too. All they need to do is just tell somebody if they see something cool. So we think about Innovation Nights as a visibility event. We're helping to drive visibility for local companies. And when we started Innovation Nights, the economy was very different. It was a tough time for a lot of people financially, and a lot of our audience was out of work. But that actually is a good thing for entrepreneurs.
Well, yeah, I think when huge renaissance of entrepreneurship.
Right. You know, when you're out of work and you're looking around and there's no jobs available, well, I'll just make
yourself.
my own.
Yeah.
So at the time, I said, what can I do to help other people? And by the way, I was out of work too, so I had some time on my hands. And I said, if I can get some of these startups and these entrepreneurs and help them be successful, they'll have the opportunity to hire people. They'll have the opportunity to grow. So I said, well, I know marketing, I know public relations, and at the time, social media marketing was very nascent.
Right.
It was more, people thought of social media as a toy, not necessarily as a tool. So I said, I'll help prove that we can make a difference for local companies and local products by using social media.
Now, when you envisioned Mass Innovation, right, was it very similar to what it is now today?
It wasn't that different. It's obviously grown, and at the time I was envisioning a group of people running around from table to table, taking pictures and posting video and tweeting. I'm not naturally a networking person. I've learned a lot about networking over the last 5 years. It never occurred to me that people would come and do as much networking as they did at our events. I've had people tell me they've gotten jobs at Mass Innovation Nights. I've had people tell me they've gotten lots of new business.
Would you mind sharing one unique, fascinating story that really touched you? Would you mind sharing one of those?
Actually, so Masood made me cry. He came to one of the first Mass Innovation Nights, and he approached me and said, I'm out of work, I'm looking for a job. And I said, so are a lot of people here. And I said, there are 10 companies here. They're all small companies, but, talk to each one of them. Talk to the other people. And he came back about 3 Mass Innovation Nights later, and he said, I got a job. I'm like, great, that's terrific. He's like, I got a job from one of the companies here.
Wow.
I'm like, you did? He's like, yeah, I did exactly what you told me to do. And I talked to the companies, and one of them needed me. And he worked for that company for almost 3.5 years. I've also had companies come and say that they had exhibited at Mass Innovation Nights, and the next morning had somebody buying their product from their website.
Wow.
One company came in and they were last minute substitution. we're actually like a 30-day process. You submit your product on the website, and when the queue reaches you, we put you up on the website, and then we promote it in the newsletters and out through our network, and then we lead up to that live event where the audience promotes the companies. We had one company that kind of jumped in the last minute because another company had pulled out.
Right.
And they were looking for beta testers. They really hadn't done anything yet. And they called me up the next morning and said, we just got a call from Rubbermaid. They want to buy our product.
Wow.
And I'm like, how did Rubbermaid find you? That's like in the Midwest somewhere. And they said someone tweeted about us, and Rubbermaid was in their network, and they want to buy what we have.
Was they bought the company?
No. They bought the product.
Bought the product.
But there was no other marketing or visibility for this company, so it could only have come through a tweet.
That's amazing.
At Mass Innovation Nights. We've got some great metrics. I mean, 650 products later, those companies have collectively gotten funded to the tune of over $800 million.
Wow. How do you capture those stories after the fact? How do you know about that?
Some of it is they tell us. I mean, we have a group meeting before every event, and we talk to the product owners, and we say, okay, congratulations, you've been adopted. You are now part of our family, and we like to brag about our kids. So tell us when good stuff happens, and we have alumni news section in our newsletter.
Okay. What about now our listeners? There are many entrepreneurs here, and they may be saying, hey, I would love to be on the Mass Inno Nights.
Very easy.
So what do they need to do? Which stage do they need to be in? Was there some criteria?
So Mass Innovation Nights was started here in the Boston area, and we talk about it being Massachusetts local. But we've had people launch products with us from all the New England states. And actually right now we're working on expanding into other cities, and we want other cities to run their own Innovation Nights.
Awesome.
So we will provide the website architecture, and what we want it to do is all roll up to one website, Innovation Nights, across the country. And so instead of just talking to local people, if I'm launching a product in Boston, I want someone in New York to see it. And if I'm launching a product in Maine, I want someone in Texas to see it.
I earlier jokingly referred to it as like a traveling circus.
Yes. We're going to be going even further abroad. Yes.
So you basically can be like a startup from New York and be featured here in Boston.
Well, be featured on the Innovation Nights website.
On the website, okay.
So if I've got 10 cities, each doing their own Innovation Nights, and I don't want to do it. I mean, I can't go into all those cities and go, yay, Atlanta. I don't have the right accent.
Right.
But a local person can do Innovation Nights in their city on our platform, and all the products will roll up to one site. If I've got 10 cities, each launching 10 new products, that's 100 new products on a website every month. That will become its own destination, and it'll provide visibility for all of those companies. Right now in the Boston market, most of our website traffic is local. I want them to be seen much further.
So are you looking for help in those other cities?
Absolutely. We're looking for local people. Maybe they're already running an event. Maybe they've got a showcase event already, and they can put those products on our website, and it'll help manage the event and the visibility, because we've got this great process for getting them visible. We also use a tool called Gaggle Amp as our social media amplification tool, and that helps spread the word even further. In 1-2 year period, our Gaggle, or our group of our helpers, actually did something like 11,000 tweets.
Wow.
That were seen by 7 million people.
That's amazing.
So that's great visibility, and it doesn't cost the entrepreneur anything.
Doesn't cost the entrepreneur. Okay, so let's say I'm an entrepreneur. I would love to be on the Mass Inno Nights show. I don't know what to call it. Show evening. Showcase event. Or I am somebody who would love to bring Mass Innovation Nights to another city in the United States.
Yeah.
How can they get a hold of you?
InnovationNights.com or Mass Innovation Nights or Mass Inno on Twitter.
Okay, that's what they can see. So please reach out to Bobbie Carlton. and I hope you will find somebody or find new companies.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.